Coming up today on This Is True Really News, a lawyer in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let this be an example to you.
They have one?
Oh, yeah. Well, now they have more than one. You've got to have two lawyers if you're going to do anything, right? Because one has to sue somebody and the other one has to defend them. So if you like stories about lawyers in Charlotte, North Carolina, do us a favor, would you? Please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. We're happy to have your comments. And please, if you have a story you think we would enjoy or we could destroy, send it to TITR@netradio.network.
Yeah.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
Okay. I can't do that. I just can't. It's a weird story, but it's not weird enough to be,
No, okay.
It has a Gulf connection, but it's just basically a small city in Georgia had to fire its superintendent.
Yeah.
His work was fine.
Yeah.
But he tried to hire a hitman to kill his brother, and that's generally frowned upon.
A lot of times.
Even at golf courses, that's still frowned upon.
They wouldn't have tried me if I'd have shot Chris after giving me nasal rinse for my eye.
No, that would be justifiable.
Yeah.
Yep. From my sister-in-law, a Georgia man was left reeling after receiving a $1.4 million speeding ticket. How fast do you have to?
Was he driving the Starship Enterprise?
He had an X15 on a scooter. Savannah official, you can Google the X15.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or, Jaeger would be good. Where was I? Oh, Savannah officials say the figure was not an actual fine. It was just a placeholder generated by software. To which you would respond, what the?
Yeah, exactly. Well, stop it.
According to WSAV TV, Connor Cato, his parents did not name him that. I swear, if you check, his parents did not. Anyway, Cato received a citation after getting pulled over in September for doing 90 in a 55. Now, that is fast.
Yes.
I don't think it reaches the 1.4 mark, though.
No, it can. No.
Officials said not exactly. He called the court thinking it was a typo, and they said, no. But in order to hear the actual fine, which cannot exceed $1,000, Cato must appear in court before a judge. Super speeders or motorists doing more than 35 miles an hour above the posted are required to go to court. The figure Cato received reflected a placeholder that was just automatically generated by e-citation software used by the local recorder's office. You would not want to be Joshua Peacock that day because he was the spokesman for the city government.
Yeah.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah. Explain this. You'll sound like me.
There's no way you're going to talk this out into sounding decent.
No.
The actual fine can't exceed $1,000, so there we are.
Yep.
He added the court is currently working on adjusting the placeholder language to avoid any confusion. If you're wondering, the placeholder fine has been used since 2017.
And this is the first time anybody's ever said anything.
Do you suppose anyone ever just send in a check?
No, that's not happening.
That's worth it. I would just
send in.
Come on, you're in Savannah, Georgia, dude. There's some old money there.
I'd shave a pound of flesh off my body, stick it in an envelope, and send it over. I could use to lose the weight.
It sounds like some sort of weird fetish documentary that I don't need to see.
Here we have personal skinning is it's like doing your own trepanning. A lawyer in Charlotte, North Carolina, bought a box of very rare and expensive cigars.
Well, Marty has actually turned around.
Then took out insurance on them against fire. Month later, after smoking all the cigars, he filed a claim against the insurance company, claiming the cigars had been destroyed in a series of small fires.
Technically true.
Naturally, the insurance company refused to pay, arguing he had consumed the cigars in the normal way. The lawyer sued and won. The judge concluded on the wording of the policy, the insurance company was liable. It had failed to limit its liability by defining what would amount to an unacceptable fire. The company, rather than incur the costs of appeal, paid up the 15 grand, whereupon it reported the lawyer to the police. He was arrested and convicted on 24 counts of arson, intentionally burning insured property.
I thought you were about to have a story where the insurance company was going to be the one you felt bad for. And you did for just a moment.
Just a second.
And then you hear the end of that story. And well played, sirs. Well played.
Apparently, he was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, or reportedly he was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment and a fine. And the whole story may be bunk.
No.
But it's funny.
Oh.
It still was, right up until then, because I ran across the story and then I was checking it out across sources, and
you
some
can't
were
really
going,
find, yeah.
Yeah, so it might be bunk.
Yeah.
In
Or
fact,
not.
Yeah, but
Actually,
it's still funny.
I have another story that might be, because I can't find any. You know, SFgate.
Yeah.
SFgate.com, the San Francisco site.
Yeah.
Right? They did a story on brunch. I know you're thinking, so?
The Brady brunch?
Brunch is... Shame on you.
The Brady brunch.
No, shame on you. So, and everybody likes brunch, right? Your late morning, early afternoon, breakfast or lunch, whichever you decide.
Yep.
A moment to relax with friends, skip out on church, you pagan.
Have a Bloody Mary where your pastor can't see you.
You know, and just relax. Now, where does vomit fit into that?
Ancient Rome and their vomitoriums.
Oh, boy. You've seen this story, haven't you?
No, I have not.
Dealing with patrons who lose their brunch is a reality for Bay Area restaurants, apparently, offering the popular perk of a bottomless mimosas.
Oh.
I have only one question. Why in God's name would you offer
bottomless
mimosas?
They're so easy to drink.
They are. Particularly since the pandemic, they're finding that diners, often ones in their early to mid-20s, because they have the stomach linings to do this, are drinking too much and then vomiting in the bathrooms, or sometimes just right there at their table, so they can have more.
This is like the Roman vomitoriums.
You were...
Food orgies.
The burden on servers and staff to clean up after these public pukers is reaching a fever pitch, making it necessary for restaurants to take precautions and implement fees. So here we go. Here's one of the signs. Dear all mimosa lovers, please drink responsibly and know your limits. A $50 cleaning fee will automatically be included in your tip. In your tip? No, it says in your tap, which I think is probably some sort of weird...
Tab.
Or tip. Yeah.
Tip tab. Top toop.
Anyway, what we understand is you're going to charge $50 more when
Right.
you throw up in public areas. Thanks so much for your understanding.
I like these guys.
They got the idea from local bars.
Yeah, really.
We resort to that now?
Yeah.
Really?
Apparently, because 20-somethings have no clue as to what they're doing.
Wow, that's true.
They are idiots.
You know why you're thin when you're in your 20s? You have no gut. You have nothing to rely on, no instincts.
The bigger my gut gets, the instinctier I am.
Stealing that from Taylor Tomlinson, but it's true. It's true.
This from Ronnie Tucker. One might expect low-flying helicopters to annoy the heck out of local fauna a bit. Apparently, that does not hold true for the residents of a crocodile ranch in Queensland, Australia. The owner says all of the big males got up and roared and bellowed up at the sky. And then after the helicopters left, they mated like mad.
You're talking the crocodiles, right?
Yeah, and not the helicopters.
Oh, good, because that would be just weird. But I would pay
It's
money
still
to
weird to think of a Chinook helicopter as an aphrodisiac.
Dude.
Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby.
If you're related to creatures that roam the earth the earliest, if you can only die from a bullet wound put right between your eyes.
Yeah.
And if you like to bury your food for a few days underwater to let it, soften up, or as they say in Britain, you like it on the turn.
It marinates.
Sure. Why would this be odd?
Experts suspect the animals.
They looked at him and saw them as, Oh, I want to be like that when I grow up.
Come here, baby. It's time. Expert, brace yourself, Effie. Experts suspect the animals may have mistaken the chopper for a thunderstorm.
Sure. And that does it for them.
Why is that relevant?
Why is that relevant, Scott?
October and November are spring months for Australia and are typical mating periods for the country's saltwater crocodiles.
Which means basically the crocodiles could have went right at it like wild animals because it was Tuesday.
Right. It's also the rainy season when thunderstorms are common for parts of the continent. Mating during the stormy season means that when females lay their eggs a week later, or weeks later rather, the weather is usually less severe, so their eggs will have a lower risk of drowning in a flood. Timing seemed right. The sound and vibrations from the chopper may have mimicked a thunderstorm, signaling to the male crocs, it's go time.
Or maybe it just signaled it was Tuesday.
Ronnie says...
Male is a male, dude.
Ronnie says, Crocodile Mating Frenzy sounds like a thrash metal band from the 80s.
Great name.
I'm thinking of changing my band's name from Flying Trainwreck to Crocodile Mating Frenzy.
That we have listeners like Jessica sent me the puking brunchers. And
yes.
He's mating alligator frenzy. I'm not worried about.
Oh, there are many more people in this world like us than not, I think.
That's why I'm kind of, worried. I think I have a right to be.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.